Tonight, the storm has passed, but the damage remains. We're taking a look at how the newly reconstructed Lake Walk held up against another brutal fall storm.
And there's another nightmare left behind for homeowners on Park Point as thousands of dollars in damages are left behind from a strong storm surge.
Plus, Minnesota's governor is taking the fight against vaping products directly to high schools, urging teens not to partake.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. One question many in Duluth are asking tonight is how the Lake Walk held up after yesterday's storm, specifically the area behind Fitkers, where they spent all summer working.
Yeah, it's seen millions of dollars in damages in recent storms, just like the one last night. That's where we find CBS3's John Cardinelli. He joins us live from the Lake Walk. Hey, John, how are things looking out there?
Kristen, Tony, city officials say that this newly constructed area of the Lake Walk right here behind Fitkers performed exactly the way it was supposed to in last night's storm. Now, let's take a walk here for a second. I want to show you the Lake Walk right now. It looks completely untouched, and there's hardly any debris in the way. City officials say that the fact that the Lake Walk held up in last night's storm gives them further confidence in the reconstruction project. They say that larger stones along the shoreline are shaped a certain way and pieced together to allow waves to be deflected in the right direction. City officials say a concrete retaining wall they built also helps. It's 1.5 feet thick and is placed down to bedrock. That wall playing a big role in the engineering.
That then stops the rest of the wave, the remaining wave energy from undermining the boardwalk and the asphalt trail and the lights and the wiring and stuff like that. So very, very different from the original construction. And I was down there last night watching the waves break over, and it was pretty satisfying to see how it worked.
City officials say this design is more efficient compared to the original design, being a bunch of large rocks pushed into the lake. Now, city officials say that they plan to use similar engineering to this one in other areas around town that are vulnerable to storm damage.
Yeah, good to see that held up down there, John. If it's anything we've learned over the last 3 years, is that these October storms are becoming inevitable. John Cardinelli reporting live for us tonight. Thanks, John. And while the Lake Walk behind Fitkers fared well, this section of Lake Walk in Canal Park saw some pretty heavy debris get washed up on it. Tree parts washed ashore along with quite a bit of rock. City officials say this is a section they are planning to repair next spring. And Brighton Beach remains closed tonight. The park on the eastern side of town saw some of the biggest damage. Crews spent the day there cleaning up. They'll continue to assess the road to determine when they can open it back up.
Well, after some flooding yesterday, the water has gone down significantly in Canal Park near Grandma's Restaurant and the lift bridge. City officials say they are keeping the Canal Park Drive loop near Buchanan Street closed for the time being due to some debris. And the end of Park Point has reopened after flooding near the beach house yesterday. City officials say crews spent the day there sweeping up debris. There is still some standing water in the fields.
People living on Park Point got hit especially hard last night. This is Lee Schwartz's basement. He lives right across the aerial lift bridge on 9th Avenue. At the height of the storm, Schwartz guessed his basement was filled with 2 feet of water. He started pumping it out at noon yesterday and was still going on when we caught up with him this morning. All that damage could cost him $20,000. Now, the worst part, this isn't the first time Schwartz or other Park Point residents have had to deal with this.
These storms are they're getting worse and worse every year. What was that, October? They had that storm last year. My basement cracked on me from hydrostatic pressure. So now water really comes in. So I'm in for a major repair in there.
Schwartz says he'd like to see local lawmakers take action to prevent damage like this from happening again.
Dispatchers received a big increase in calls during yesterday's storms. According to Dewey Johnson, the St. Louis County Emergency Coordinator, dispatchers answered more than 860 calls in a 24-hour period. There were 715 calls for police countywide. About 400 of those were for Duluth Police. There were 161 calls for service countywide, about 100 of those for Duluth Fire. Now, when it comes to disaster funding, Johnson says the city will do a local assessment It will then go to the county. The damage total would need to reach $384,000 before the county could request state help. The state would then do its own assessment, potentially covering half of the damages.
Meanwhile, there's still some people in the dark after the storm. Minnesota Power is showing less than 50 outages now. Power has been restored to all Lake Country Power and Superior Water, Light and Power customers. At the height of the storm, more than 13,000 people were without power across the Northland. According to Minnesota Power's website, they are estimating all customers will have their power restored by 10 o'clock tonight.
Let's check in with Caitlin now for a look at the weather. Caitlin, as we just saw there, this storm impacted so many people.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those storms, if remember, for those major October storms. Definitely a little fun fact, we did break our daily rainfall record. Not too much of a surprise there, but we did break that rainfall record of about a little over an inch from 1949. We came in at an inch and a quarter after all was said and done last night. Now, you can see on the Doppler and satellite, there's still a little bit of those rain showers in northern Wisconsin, north of Duluth as well, and then some light snow moving into the International Falls area. That's going to be the trend more so tonight. A lot more on the calmer side, but still pretty windy out there. 22-mile-an-hour winds down here in the Canal Park area, 17 up on the hill. Really gusty winds still remain, at least 30-mile-an-hour winds in the Duluth area as well over in our western regions as well. Tonight we're going to see those cloudy skies remain, 30% chance for some showers and those snow flurries, but more so the flurries are going to be up north of Duluth along the borderland, and we'll see a lot nicer of a pattern for the end of our work week, and I'll have those details coming up next.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. There's still no timeline for when construction on Superior Street will be complete. Crews had originally planned to be done with Phase 2 by the middle of this month, but a rainy fall pushed that back. No new completion date was set, but city officials were hopeful it would be done by late this month or early November. We're told today crews had to stop working early on Monday due to the storm and were not able to return to work until this morning. We're told the city will provide more information when a completion date becomes more clear.
A Duluth business is under investigation for allegedly deceiving its customers. Authorities say Hicks Window and Door was paid thousands of dollars by customers. The work they paid for allegedly has not been completed, and customers haven't received refunds. Authorities estimate customers are out about $100,000. Authorities also believe there are people who still haven't contacted law enforcement. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office says the owner of the company is cooperating with the investigation so far. The Better Business Bureau issued the company a C+ rating because the business was not being very responsive to an investigation into a complaint. If you feel you've been intentionally deceived by the company, you're asked to call authorities. Information on how to report a complaint can be found on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
MnDOT wants to remind drivers and pedestrians to keep an extra eye out for each other this fall. Officials say more pedestrians get hit by cars during the fall. They blame it on fewer daylight hours. According to MnDOT, 33 pedestrians have died so far this year. Minnesota law says that people driving must stop for pedestrians at all intersections marked with a crosswalk. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz visited Hopkins High School this morning to hear from students about the vaping crisis. Joining the governor were top state officials, including the lieutenant governor and the commissioners of education and health. A recent state survey found that more than 1 in 4 high school juniors are vaping regularly, and more than 1 in 10 8th graders are too. The students told the governor they would like to see more support for students when it comes to mental health counselors. They also spoke on having more assistance in breaking the vaping habit once they're addicted.
We are not coming here to deliver a just say no message that is unsophisticated and doesn't work. We're here to ask you to help us figure out what is the best way, how do we tailor this, and what resources do we need to put to make that happen.
The students told the governor that vaping is widespread, with some students even doing it in class and in school bathrooms. The governor is making several other stops statewide.
Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers in Wisconsin say they won't hold hearings or debate 2 pieces of gun control legislation. Governor Tony Evers called the special session yesterday. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald said today he plans to convene the session and then immediately adjourn it without taking action. Evers wanted lawmakers to consider 2 bills. One would implement universal background checks. The other was a red flag law, allowing judges to take guns away from people deemed a threat to themselves or others. Fitzgerald said today there's not enough support to tackle these issues. A recent poll showed 80% of people support the legislation.
Also in Wisconsin, Attorney General Josh Kaul has joined a multi-state coalition of attorneys general investigating Facebook over antitrust issues. The bipartisan group includes AGs from more than 30 states. The probe was announced last month, and Kaul said today that he was joining it. Critics fear that Facebook can squash competitors either by buying them or mimicking their services. In turn, they say that reduces options for consumers looking for comparable services that do less tracking for targeted advertising. Kaul said in a statement that a lack of competition can stifle innovation and hurt consumers. Still to come on Live, local CBS3, a Duluth-based organization that helps teens is expanding.
And some pretty special birthdays are celebrated at the deck today. Details next.
And for the month of October, we've seen almost 2 inches above average for our rainfall. We are off to a nice drier stretch to end out that week, and I'll have those details coming up next.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Bender Shoes store-wide sale is going on now.
Right now, you can get a hot and juicy McDouble with a small order of world-famous fries for just $3 at McDonald's. Too good to be true? Hardly. Too good to last? Yeah, apparently so.
The Duluth Superior Symphony Orchestra is performing some of your favorite movie scores, both old and new. From Saturday Night Fever to Star Wars, there's something for everyone. Grab the popcorn and visit DSSO.com for details.
Are you a business owner in northern Minnesota? Vernon Insurance could lower your rates and provide better coverage.
Vernon Insurance Agency has handled my insurance between 3 and 4 years now. The ease of access to talk to a real person, not an 800 number. Customer service, taking care of me when I have problems, if I have problems. They're a local team, too, so they're easy to work with. They understand where we're at because they're local. That's what I look for when I'm doing business with somebody.
Call, visit us online, or see us in person at Vernon Insurance. We'll take a second look and find a way to get you the best value and coverage your business needs.
With the all-new Silverado HD, Silverado's now the only truck brand that can offer trucks with best-in-class towing, or trucks with best-in-class camera technology, or larger, more functional beds than any competitor. The only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado. Or get a total value of over $9,500 on this Silverado with a larger, more functional bed than any competitor. Or during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's a new year with some new faces, but the end goal is still the same. Join me, Kelly Hinseth, on Saturday, October 26th at 6:30 p.m. for Dog Dynasty defending the title.
I don't like bullies, and I don't like you.
Star Trek Voyager.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
When a crisis strikes, cash is the best form of relief. It can easily be transformed into health services, water, food, or clothes. Cash can travel everywhere and aid people all around the world. Donate. Smart. Fast. Donate cash.
CBS Thursday. Kid genius Sheldon Cooper welcomes back his idol.
Put her there.
I thought he was in the nut house.
We do not call it that.
How did you know when you were all better?
I've learned skills to help me to manage my mental health.
Well, that went over my head.
Then,
before Mom died, you used to do so much.
A father and daughter.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Trying to move on.
Just be you.
A new unicorn after a new young Sheldon. CBS Thursday.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
I'll be filling in for Dave Anderson this evening. Although the rain showers are slowly coming to an end, these cooler temperatures not so much just yet. Now you'll notice here on my current sky condition map for the states of Minnesota and Wisconsin, you kind of can see where that large system is just sitting right over top of us, still bringing some areas, those light showers. Some of us still seeing overcast skies, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can see some sunshine off to our west, and that will eventually get to us, but not for the next 24 hours or so. Wind speed still on the breezy side in some spots, and all coming out of the northwest. So, of course, that is bringing in those cooler temperatures that we've been seeing today. Temperatures hit a high of 49, but have dropped significantly through the evening hours this afternoon. 22-mile-an-hour winds here in Duluth, 17 up on the hill, 20 to 25, though, still off to our west. Although things are slowly starting to improve, we're looking at the Doppler and satellite just now where this large system still remains. We're seeing some light rain showers in the Ashland area along the South Shore, the Grand Marais area, and then there's going to be some light snow action, just some flurries, not much of an accumulation, but you are going to see some light snow up in the International Falls area through this afternoon into the overnight hours. As we head into Wednesday, though, the cloudiness and the cool conditions, unfortunately, do remain all day. We'll be under that cloudy skies because another low-pressure system will slide right to the south of the Twin Cities, so it won't bring us any of that rain, but we will be under those clouds, reach a high of 41 degrees. Now, as we head into Thursday, that's when things start to finally get nicer. High pressure off to our west slowly starts to push this system out to our east, and that's going to start breaking up the clouds. So we will see a mixture of sunshine and clouds, but be even cooler with a high of 40 degrees. Now, this is when the warming trend starts to occur. Friday, high pressure will slide down to our south and east, so that's going to change up our winds to be out of the south and west, and that's going to usher in some warmer air. We'll see mostly sunshine and a high near 49 degrees. Wait for the 7-day. It gets even nicer on Saturday. 7-day, or the futurecast, rather, by 10 o'clock tonight. Here's those flurries that I've been mentioning, Orr, Hibbing, Ely, Baudette, those areas where we'll see some light snowflakes, but for the rest of us, will be under cloudy skies. Pretty dry to remain out the rest of the night, even into your morning hours on Wednesday, but those clouds do stay around for much of the day. We'll see winds not as windy, but still on the breezy side, 10 to 15 out of the northwest, and those clouds still hanging around Wednesday night into your Thursday morning. You'll notice by the outskirts of that system is where that breaking up is the clouds, and that's that high pressure finally settling in on Thursday. So tonight, expect 30% chance of showers and flurries, no accumulation, just some light rain here in the Twin Ports and some light snow up to the areas around Ely and International Falls. 34 up on the hill, 36 down here by the lake, mid to upper 30s for northern Wisconsin. Tomorrow, temperatures really aren't going to be that warm. They're going to kind of stay the same as they are overnight into tomorrow morning. Low 40s in northern Wisconsin, cloudy day, breezy day. 41 here in Duluth with those northwest winds at 5 to 15. 7-day forecast, like I said, we've got a light at the end of the tunnel, so we start off cool and cloudy tomorrow, and we hit those low 40s. But come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're looking at another pleasant weekend, just like we saw this past weekend. So 56 degrees on Saturday. I'll take that, because I will tell you, the start of next week, you aren't going to like those temperatures too much.
Yeah.
So.
We're inching closer to November.
I know, and almost a 60-degree day on the last weekend of October.
Sunny? I mean, come on.
Can't beat it. Yeah. Thanks, Caitlin.
An organization that helps teens in need celebrated their expansion today. Lifehouse held a ribbon cutting for a new building called the Annex. It features classroom space and workshop for the small business job training program. It also has a storefront where the teens can sell the candles and jewelry they make. The executive director says it means they can help more teens.
Well, we're really excited to have a space that is just dedicated to our futures education and employment program. Before we had this beautiful building, we had a very small room for a classroom that could only sit a few people.
Lifehouse also offers housing for teens in need, a youth center, and other services.
Well, there's 100 reasons to celebrate at the deck today. This was a special birthday party for all Duluth's residents who turned 100 years old or older this year. It was part of this year's Senior Expo. Julian Brenson was one of the people celebrating. He turned 100 this month and offered some advice to the younger generation.
I don't know, stay out of trouble.
That's always always good advice. Julian says that he plans to celebrate tonight with a nap. That is my kind of guy.
That's excellent advice right there. That's what I want to do.
Celebrating with a nap. That's the way to go.
Neil's here with sports. You're here to tell us the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl, right? I think that's what you heard.
Not quite.
Oh, dang it.
Just the latest on their star receiver.
Okay.
But also the UW Superior men's soccer team was back in action, looking to make it 5 straight against Northwestern. Those highlights coming up right after the break.
Mega Point Multiplier, Fridays at the Bear.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota, home of the largest selection of SUVs in the Northland. Visit KohlerToyota.com for 50th anniversary specials.
Looking for a place to host your holiday party this season? With our wonderful venues and delicious catering, look no further than Barker's Island Inn. We've got you covered. Call today to make your reservations.
It's chicken and waffles basket time at DQ.
It's a great night. Chicken strips,
Belgian waffles,
syrup,
fries,
savory,
sweet.
My lady,
my man,
Your daughter.
our daughter.
Hi.
Oh, I love our daughter.
Are you guys gonna eat?
How did we get so lucky?
I don't know.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Update your home with the safety and warmth of a gas fireplace with the best looking flame in Duluth. At the Fireplace Corner, we take your old, drafty wood-burning fireplace to warm and reliable with our Heat and Glow gas inserts. Our Heat and Glow selection and financing options are backed by our 100% done right guarantee. Don't wait for the cold. Call or stop in today and visit your local Heat and Glow gas fireplace experts with the best looking flame in Duluth. Or click thefireplacecorner.com for our full selection.
Join us for Lake Superior College's Manufacturing Career Night Wednesday, October 23rd at LSC's Downtown Center in downtown Duluth. Learn about in-demand manufacturing careers like welding, machining, and engineering CAD programs. Find out about admissions, financial aid, and more. RSVP at lsc.edu today.
It's the Truckload Savings Event at Fleet Farm. This Friday through Sunday, we're passing huge savings on to you on things like black oil sunflower seed, 50 pounds, $14.99. Citgo SuperGuard conventional or synthetic blend motor oil, 5 quarts, $11.99. Whole cashews or deluxe mixed nuts, 1 pound, $5.99. And a weather-tight storage trunk, $16.99. But hurry, you only have 3 days to get these deals. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
I called Aspen Dental because I had a dental emergency. They assessed it right away. We're going to get you out of pain right now and be able to keep the tooth because that was really important to me. She sat down, this is what we're looking at. Financially, can you work with this? She didn't try to focus on anything that was unnecessary. She's like, let's get you comfortable now. That was being treated royally.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes to payments on your timeline, not ours. Yes to 0 down and 0 interest. And yes, we're all about the royal treatment. Call or book online at aspendental.com.
Honda was named the 2019 Best Overall Brand and Best Value Brand by Kelley Blue Book. So when you buy a Honda, you're getting an amazing vehicle for an amazing value. More amazing than Toyota, Ford, and Subaru. Come into your local dealership today and get a great deal on an amazing Honda.
The UWS men's soccer team has been dominant in their past 4 games, outscoring their opponents 22-0, and more importantly, picking up 4 straight wins. The Yellow Jackets looking to extend that streak to 5 games at home versus Northwestern. 13th minute, Blake Perry avoids colliding with a Northwestern defender, then boots it in the back of the net. Jackets take an early 1-0 lead. Just 4 minutes later, UWS with a chance to double their lead. Eric Watson on the PK, and he converts his team-leading 13th goal of the season. He'd add 1 more, and UWS gets it done 6-1, the final. A weekend to forget for the Bulldog football team. UMD was shut down by Sioux Falls 34-3 on Saturday. Starting quarterback John Larson was unable to go for the 2nd straight week, putting sophomore Garrett Olson in under center. Freshman Keegan Calchera saw some time as well. Now their second loss of the season. The Bulldogs have dropped out of the AFCA top 25, but head coach Kurt Weezy is optimistic that they could get their regular starter back soon, targeting this weekend's matchup at home against Upper Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually move my shoulder again, which is nice. It's nice to be, I mean, I feel 100%. Once again, when people start hitting you, you really find out what percent you are, but like I've said, as of now, I plan to play this Saturday and lead the team to victory.
We had no business losing the way that we did down there, and we got to make sure we right the ship this week. It's tough when we're not used to having 2 losses on our record, certainly this early in the year. It's our job to respond and rebuild here moving forward. When John comes back, John's going to be our starter, and we'll find out, what his health's going to be here throughout the week.
A day after a report from Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network stated that Adam Thielen was unlikely to play Thursday versus the Redskins may not be the case anymore. During his press conference this morning, Thielen stated that he's feeling great and he's doing everything he can to play. Thielen, however, did not practice due to the hamstring injury he suffered Sunday versus Detroit. In other Viking news, the team said goodbye to a longtime veteran, releasing punt returner and cornerback Marcus Sherrills. Sherrills spent nearly 9 seasons with the Vikings from 2010 to 2019. He holds franchise records for punt return average and punt return touchdowns. Second-year pro Mike Hughes is likely to replace Sherrills as the team's punt returner, but lots of storylines in that one on Thursday. You got Case Keenum coming in. You got Adrian Peterson coming in. I'm expecting a lot of boos for that one. Yeah. And then you have Kirk Cousins facing against his former team as well. Vikings was 16-point favorites, so Thielen, I say sit on your couch. Don't even think about playing.
You definitely don't want to rush back from those hamstring injuries, especially if you're a receiver.
Especially when you're playing one of the worst teams in the NFL as well.
You said it, not me.
Knock on wood. Where is
it? Thanks, Neil.
Well, before we go, this newly developed phone case prototype is designed to feel like human skin. That kind of grosses me out. The Peculiar project is a team effort by researchers from France and England. It uses silicone to mimic the feel of skin and sensors to feel your touch. It can detect and differentiate tickling, pinching, and more. The skin even sends signals to the phone, which can respond with your emojis. The developers say the device aims to explore the intersection between man and machine. It's still only a project at this stage and doesn't appear to be for sale quite yet.
Let's hope that one stays a project.
I agree with you on that one, Tony.
I'm not sure why somebody would want that.
A little weird.
Anyway, weather. Let's talk about that. That's a little more normal.
We are in, like I mentioned, my final weather. We do have a outbreak of some colder temps come next week. So here is the 8 to 14 day outlook. You notice how Duluth is in that dark blue shaded area. So that's indicating that we're going to see a couple degrees below average starting Monday. So winter is definitely on the, on our radar, as we're going to see some nice weather come this weekend. Take a look at the 7-day forecast. We're going to see cool temps tomorrow, overcast skies, 41 degrees. Still chilly day on Thursday, but the sunshine will finally return on Thursday, and that'll help us warm up come Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be near 50 degrees on Friday. Definitely want to enjoy that Saturday. It's going to be almost like a repeat that we saw last Saturday, getting up into those 60s. Not quite as warm, but still, that's plenty warm enough for us here in Duluth. So 56 degrees. Definitely my cup of tea.
Yeah, for mid to late October, that's not so bad.
Not so bad at all.
Yeah, one last time to get outside and enjoy some sunshine before the snow starts.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. All right, thanks, Caitlin. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you back here at 10.